You're watching BBC2.
Into the Friday night comedy zone. Shoot up to the stars at 9.
Eureka! Make that cup of tea.
And back down to earth at 9:30.
Just try and keep your legs together.
On a different planet at 10.
Save the Earth. Eat what?
Jupiter.
Friday night comedy zone on BBC2. It's out of this world.
Controversial.
It's absolutely the last ever, the end of the road for the fabulous Eddie and Patsy in a couple of minutes on BBC One. Another journey for the mind traveller now on BBC Two, exploring the complex brain condition which pushes people to cross the social boundaries of behaviour and language.
This ancient book with its cover a little bit loose now. I will translate books. My French accent is so terrible. Everything is extraordinary in this malady. Its name is ridiculous, its symptoms singular, its cause unknown, its treatment problematical. Some authors have doubted its existence, others say it is simulated, others accord it a supernatural reputation.
Excuse me. I'm being possessed. Want to see a seance? It's a perfect seance table.
A lot of these planes, huh? Okay. No, I won't.
Shane has Tourette syndrome, a neurological condition that causes sudden convulsive movements and noises, which are sometimes called tics.
Yeah, I once pulled this thing right out, lifted it. It's tied down now.
I'd never really met anyone quite like Shane before. He was dazzlingly quick and spontaneous. He was imaginative and funny and brilliant. Yet he was driven by forces that were not always fun.
Come on, Oliver.
I am a neurologist. I explored disorders of the human brain and nervous system. But my approach has a particular emphasis. I am as interested in the person affected by a disorder as I am by the disorder itself.
Yeah, all the fountain's not in yet.
I am drawn as much to the who as I am to the what
Okay.
of a neurological
Go
condition.
in. The fountain's not well, or the well is not fountain.
Here's something almost as complex as human nature itself. It partly has a nature of its own, and yet it's also part of him, and it controls him in a way. He says that sometimes it bullies him, it pushes on him, it leans on him, it bullies him, and at the same time he is partly in control of it. And the interweaving of the it and the him is unbelievably complicated. Now, thanks. Shane lives in Toronto. I first met him there 8 years ago.
All aboard?
I had encountered Tourette syndrome before, but what struck me about Shane was the extraordinary richness and inventiveness of his Tourette's.
Vote for me. The next election. My name is Mr. Joe Clark. Vote for me. What's up? Huh? Hey, look, what's under here, eh?
He's my subject, but he's also my friend. And,
He's got a broken neck. His skull is twisted. Now he looks like a surgeon, you see? See this?
And there's...
Yeah, that shirt.
There's one part of me which is always observing and pondering. And another part which just enjoys being with him and sort of loves his gifts and his intuitiveness. And And again, of course, he's an artist, and I admire the art, and I wonder of the ways in which all of these may be interfused. His Tourette's, his personality, his imagination, his art, and everything else.
My mother exclaimed, or questioned. She questioned my movements, unusual movements and behaviors. Behaviors out of context. No reason for this or no rhyme. Just a sudden, And the thing is, I was once labeled disturbed. Like emotionally disturbed child or something, and hyperactive, and they had multiple diagnoses, sure, I told you, but that look at this thing, looks like a nose, There's a nose.
I mean, there certainly, hasn't been the medical awareness of Tourette's, and is often taken to be something else. Sort of mischievousness, idiosyncrasy, nervousness, neurosis. Shane's condition put immense strain on his family.
Hi. Look, are you the nurse on duty here?
Especially since it was not diagnosed until he was 15. It was his father who then took on the main responsibility of explaining Shane to the world. Today, he is in a veterans hospital in North Toronto.
Dad? Oh, Shane. You got it. Hey? How you doing? Christ, man, your muscles are getting tougher every day. Holy crap. Is that for me, Shane? Oh, I see.
It's tiger urine. Tiger
piss. That's a good idea. I feel like it.
Tiger. Excellent.
When we first discovered Shane had Tourette, it was completely unknown in Canada. Nobody knew it. I had to go look outside Canada. The doctors didn't know about it. They must have looked it up, I suppose, somewhere and had a few words to say, but nobody knew what to suggest about Shane, how to handle him and how to cope with him and where to go and what to do. But initially, it was embarrassing, of course, in the public. And I couldn't run around the various part of the audience, and it came an audience from time to time, trying to explain. The word Tourette was met with a blank each time. Well, look, this young man has Tourette. It's a neurological disorder, and a lot of his parent hostility and violence and so on is merely surface.
Last summer, I went with Shane to Paris. This is where his condition was first described. It was here 111 years ago that Gilles de la Tourette wrote his great classical paper and described the condition. Paris is a lovely place for a neurologist to come because this is partly where neurology was founded by Charcot and his school at Salpêtrière. The Salpêtrière is still the main neurological hospital in France, and the early history of neurology is lovingly conserved there in the Charcot Library.
Yeah. The books have a sweet smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, you're getting very close to your original description.
Oops.
Because that's right. You're right here, 1885.
Well, you led me practically.
Yeah. Well, you smelt it out.
I smelled it out.
You did.
That's one way to do it.
That's right. Here's the first paper. by Gilles de la Tourette. This is a study of a nervous affection characterized by motor incoordination accompanied by echolalia. Echolalia is an automatic reproduction of people's words or sounds.
Echolalia. Sorry.
Echolalia.
Echolalia. Echolalia. Oh! Echo.
Coprolalia.
Fuck. No. Really?
This is Tourette's personal description of 7 Shanes.
Seven Shanes?
And there he is over there in the apron.
No, there
he is.
There's Tourette, eh? Look at him. See his fist? He's got it.
At this time, neurology and psychology was extremely popular. I mean, this is where the action was.
Incredible. I know.
Here, the master, an impresario, Charcot, he's at the height of his fame here in the mid-1880s, and he is demonstrating a hysteric going through what he called grand hysteria to a group of people who probably include writers and theatre people.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone came to sort of Charcot's theatre.
Like a circus.
And had something circus-like, and maybe the only other neurologist here may be, in fact, his young assistant, Tourette. And he just put things together. I mean, the alphabet of neurology, the foundations of neurology, were largely laid right here.
They're observers. They're observing. Or the onlookers. And this is a woman almost, she seems to be surrendering, surrendering or, swooning. Well, right now I'm being observed, am I not? I'm not being vivisected. I'm being sort of mentally dissected. But I mean, this is a casual thing. I mean, Francis Oliver's my friend first, and he doesn't administer therapy to me. He's not literally speaking my doctor. I'm not a patient of his. On the other hand, I am in a more abstract way a patient, because while he's my friend, he also studies, and he necessarily observes.
For 40 or 50 years, until 1960, Tourette's was seen as a psychiatric disturbance, which could be understood and perhaps treated by psychoanalysis. In 1960, it was found that if one used the drug Haldol, which had been invented as a tranquilizer, but in tiny doses, a tenth, even a hundredth of the tranquilizing dose, it might specifically alter Tourette's syndrome and damp it down. And with this notion came the thought that Tourette's is a neurochemical disorder. By neurochemical, I just mean an abnormality or a condition in the chemistry of the nervous system, in particular with some of its neurotransmitters. It seems probable that dopamine, which is a major motor transmitter and one which is diminished in Parkinson's disease, is increased or overreacted to in Tourette syndrome. But then simplification has probably gone too far in this direction. Even if one can damp it down completely with a chemical, one cannot explain the particular forms of Tourette's in terms of a simple chemical explanation. I think you may need a much more complex explanation, and one in which biological determinants and personal and cultural determinants come together. I mean, finally, Tourette's is a very complex construct which is unique in each person. It was only when I'd written about this that I later heard. You see, now, for example, the pulling of my ear cannot be explained in terms of neurochemistry alone.
No, it pisses him off. Put it in lay terms.
It has to do with the salience of my ear, and who knows, the symbolism of the ear.
Tactile.
Yeah, but why my ear, not my nose?
Well, why not your nose?
But
who knows?
But in fact, it was my ear.
Yes.
It was my ear.
I know why. But I just... No, I'm serious. Salty.
Well, Tourette's is impulse. And, and every sort of impulse, sexual impulse, aggressive impulse, tends to be heightened and or less inhibited.
Oh, shark legs ready. Look at this, eh?
One of Shane's impulses is to touch.
It feels damp, but...
This is both a kind of tactile curiosity and a playful testing of the limits of the forbidden.
I feel it.
Yes.
Don't touch.
As a book lover, I feared for Charcot's precious volumes. Spilled some coffee on it in,
You think so?
in 1860.
That's right. With, there was no sugar in it.
Yet I knew Shane would do them no harm.
A little bit of milk.
Let's go ahead and look at something. Many of us can identify with Shane's compulsion to touch the forbidden. As children, we often felt it ourselves. But in Shane's case, this compulsion is of a different order. It is an aspect of his condition, and he has to struggle with himself to suppress it.
Unusual feeling, almost like plastic. Actually, some things I touch titillate me, you know? Some objects and some things.
When you do that, you're seeing with your hand, aren't you? The hand becomes such a sense organ, and I think with you, touch is the feeling eye and the seeing hand.
You feel like little toes.
Yeah.
You know, little baby toes. Yeah?
They do indeed. Yeah. I am a little worried sometimes that he may endanger himself, that he will sort of run out in front of a car or get hurt. I'm never afraid he will hurt me or hurt anyone else. I'm afraid he may endanger himself, and indeed some of Tourette sometimes is a sort of playing with danger and boundaries. I know people with Tourette who, from the impulse to put the finger in machines and so forth, have lost the tips of their fingers. I fear for the force of impulse in Shane sometimes.
Fill me with my car. Fill me with my car. Big shark car. See, when you touch somebody's car, that's a no-no in this culture, you know. And you can slap somebody's face sooner than you can touch their car, you know.
Shane's compulsion to touch extends beyond things to people.
It is.
This can be risky. Boundaries are sometimes transgressed, and this can get him into trouble.
Here, look, there's a local
This
poet.
human touching involves not just the fingers, but the breath. Okay, now that's an impulse.
Yes.
What goes on internally?
Well, digestive gases come. No. What goes on is I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's like it's an invisible. I mean, you can't see my breath, but then suddenly it's touching you without my fingers. It's you know, it's a touching without touching. You know, I mean, I don't physically touch you, but I touch you, you know, with air.
Is the touching also a form of investigation?
Yes. Yes. At its best, at its highest, it's a form of investigation, and it could be also an emotional, not just a physical investigation.
Yeah.
It's you know, you know, I mean, how are they going to react? Or I'm used to the react, and if they're going to get scared, it's like you reach the limit. If I dare to touch somebody where you know, I mean, a lot of people in this culture won't be touched.
But it also seems to me that sometimes you not only know the sight and sound of everything around you, but you know the feel and the touch of it.
Yeah. See this bush? Look.
Or primitive, or...
See this bush here? See this bush? Look. See that? Yeah. That gets feelings all over my hands, right? And I like the sound of it. I like the crackling sound of it. And I like the color of it. I like the color, that gray-brown color, you know? And it looks in some way sexual. If I were to lie on it, I get all this all over my body, and it excites me, you know? And when I touch things, you know, cold and hot and hard and soft and slippery and rough, you know, or sticky, slippery or sticky, or...
No, what's that about?
Well, it makes me laugh. You know,
Many people with Tourette's take Haldol and other drugs to moderate the more extreme symptoms of their condition. Shane takes no medication at all, preferring the full force of his condition, with all its disadvantages, to the damped down state induced by drugs.
North wind.
Shane has found a powerful alternative to drugs in karate, at which he excels. Apart from offering him a form of self-defense, in the difficult public situations he sometimes faces, it enables him to gain some control over his Tourette's.
My movements, my tics, the involuntary become voluntary. One doesn't have time to think. You think instantly, the moment to moment, sudden, it's all sudden.
You've noted this, right? How I've integrated my Tourette and my karate. I have tics, and they're karate tics, you know. These tics, you know. But you know that I could take advantage of my Tourette, and I could integrate it into the fully concentrated technique, and that became really something to reckon with, you know.
Shane's speed and suddenness and spontaneity can all here be channeled in a very creative way. It's very fascinating to see the juxtaposition of something like Tourette's with a highly skilled, organized, graceful activity like the karate. I think there's often a surge of almost formless feeling which goes with various tics. Here in this gladiatorial contest, you see the raw energy and explosiveness of the Tourette's, but it becomes organized and directed and focused. Occasionally this holding together broke and there'd be a sudden touching of the ground or twirling or something, and these are little escapes of the Tourette's or little returns to raw Tourette's. He sometimes speaks of the Tourette's as a force which can ride him unless he rides it. And again, I think the Tourette's sort of is serving Shane and not bullying him.
I can often become, for a time, more composed or more relaxed. You know, I give in the tics an opportunity to, you know, show themselves or unmask themselves. I've given sort of freedom to them.
Although karate offers Shane respite from his Tourette's, it does not cure it.
Frankenstein! It's alive! It's alive!
And in public situations, his Tourette frequently provokes misunderstandings and hostility.
Sticks to me.
He appears to be aggressive because his body movements are so sudden and violent. I can still lick your Shane. Oh, Shane. Shane. Oh, God. Shane, I'm in bad shape today. I didn't know I'd be talking.
Say that all the time.
But it tended to split you from everyone. Nobody had sympathy to follow through with any interest in you. There was always a sense of danger about Shane. Didn't know what direction he was going to start firing from. You know, and...
Yeah. Say that again?
Yeah. He couldn't walk down the street without being attacked by people. He couldn't make friendships. He was rejected. Most people thought of him as a freak, and they were either afraid of him or hostile to him. And I was only with him a part of the time, and most of the time he had to live that life on his own.
In Paris, Shane encountered bemusement rather than overt hostility. It's very difficult having such a public disorder. Tourette's is visible and audible and tangible to an extreme degree.
Weigh us in to see if we're going to steal the silverware.
It bewilders people, and they don't know how to respond. In a way, it may be easier to see something as aggressive rather than anything else. When Shane told me that people sometimes turn on him in the street, I could hardly believe this until I spent a day with him. There were 3 fights in the street started by other people. During the filming, Shane was concerned that the presence of a camera prevented us witnessing the raw danger of these situations.
BBC? Yes. I mean, if they see a camera on it, it legitimizes it. You understand me? You understand that? You know why? Because it's an entertainment, strictly entertainment business. Even the news is like fucking entertainment, you know? It's entertainment to see people blown apart. It's like in the eye of the camera, it's like the eye of God. It's like suddenly whatever you do is transformed. It's important. You know, they think I must be some like rock star or something, right? It's like I can do no wrong almost.
As if on cue, a completely chance encounter with a French film crew demonstrated Shane's point perfectly. But in spite of the camera, we came close to an incident at one point when a park warden challenged us for a filming permit.
Over there. BBC.
How do you say, my father fought in Caen. Mon père a battu à Caen. So, legitimate. Fuck you. Let's go. Let's go. Fuck, you know? Idiot. It's a joke, you need authorization. What's she doing? Guarding the park? What, the pigeons? Le pigeon? Le pigeon. Hey, look, want to go sit down over there, have a coffee or something? Want to? She suddenly marched up. She said, oh, no. Finger raised. Oh, no. Oh, no. And I turned around and said, how do you say, my father fought in Caen? My father, you want legitimate? I'll give you fucking legitimate. My father fought in this fucking country up in Caen, right? Can we come in here? Sure. Come on, let's go. Yes. Dad, come on, we can go. They'll come. They'll follow us later. We've got a camera here.
Yeah, I see that.
You can't say Shane, for Christ's sake, lay off. Take it easy. You can't do that to Shane.
Who might you be?
Hey?
Where are they?
Hey? He's a loose cannon, and you never know what can happen when he's around, and which direction it's pointing, and how soon it's going to pop off. It's a crippling thing socially. And he's bearing up unbelievably. I used to be in a terrible panic about the future. But Shane has been dealing with it. You know,
Wait a second, hang on.
I don't know how I could. I can hardly deal with it second hand.
What's it say?
Even when he is alone, Shane is beset by his Tourette's. Sometimes he may spend hours in his apartment, forced to twirl, twitch and tick, just trying to get from the bathroom to the front door.
My movements, they stand out. You know, they're out of character with the general behavior. Now that's lascivious. You appear bad, and just as society likes to cover over things, you know, pretty them up, you know. I'm a, cosmetic nuisance. What's a blemish? The waterproof. Yeah. I was almost institutionalized. Look, I'm fucking out. I mean, look, there are people's behaviors and actions and words which are, far more irresponsible and dangerous and obnoxious.
Oh, they're a botanic hat. Felix Botanicus.
Look. Talking about being aware and acknowledging my Tourette, a lot of people, they don't even, or are not even aware that they're picking their own noses, you know, or that they're eating impolitely, or you know, various behaviors, and they don't have Tourette's. Why is it acceptable for a young man to go pissing in the parking lot in public, or, you know, or display, you know, or exposing themselves, right? Exposing themselves, and fighting, you know, on Friday night, Saturday night, you know, when they get drunk. I mean, it's not acceptable, but it's frowned on, but it's also acceptable.
Listen, let's bring this back to context. You say it may be okay for people to piss in the park on weekends,
right.
Because this is somehow, there's a special liberty.
Yeah, there's extended to them.
Right. It's as it were, a form of normal behavior.
Even a rite of passage.
Whereas perhaps some of your behaviors are seen as so strange, so anarchic, so
unorthodox,
context, so unintelligible. People are absolutely stunned.
Yeah.
They're seeing something they've never seen before.
Yeah, it's not
they don't know what it's like.
I mean, you could have movements. You could be twitching for other reasons. You know, your suit's too tight, or you're annoyed, or, you know. And there's something that they read in my body movements that sets them off. There is something different about my. It's not just ticking. It's something about my movements. Even when I'm not, like, you know, I don't feel I'm ticking. You know, it's just my movements. It's somehow sometimes halting gait is something seen as threatening. You know, this sort of halting.
There may be a sudden advance on someone, and But I think and a lot of people react defensively. One of the things is that you make contact.
But I don't always make that kind of contact.
No, you don't.
Not a martial contact.
No. Sure, but it may just
contact.
It may just be a touching contact. But touching is rather forbidden in our society.
Well, is that true? Look, I want to ask you. Look, you know the Japanese, right? The Japanese are the most, you know, I think the most territorial people, right?
Japan's the worst place in the world to have Tourette's.
No.
Because any violation of space is intolerable in this tightly, rigidly organized nation, and this was very clear.
That's an awful.
I partly gauge a society by the way it treats its Tourettes. I mean, Lowell originally, and now Shane, is like a moral litmus. Now, for example, in Holland, say in Amsterdam, where understanding and tolerance and humor and good nature are very, very strong, it doesn't matter. It's fine to have Tourette's. On the whole, I know a lot of Dutch Touretters, and although they are sometimes beleaguered by their own Tourette's, they're not beleaguered by social disapproval and stigma. At the other extreme, is Japan. I found this when I went to meet the Tokyo Touretters some years ago. I learned of one mother who had in fact killed her Tourettic child of 4 and then attempted suicide. So great was the social disapproval. Shane often feels stigmatized by society. By contrast, he is entirely at home with animals, particularly with tigers, which don't judge him or react to him the way people do.
Stay still. Stay still.
Tigers figure frequently in the great passion of Shane's life, his art.
If I compare myself to a tiger, I'd say this. I'm misunderstood. The tiger's misunderstood. I have a disorder that's not really understood. You know, there are a few of us. There are not a lot of people with Tourette, and there are not a lot of tigers left. I mean, the tiger is punished, you know, for just being. It's not by its nature dangerous to you. I mean, it doesn't spell doom for the human race.
One can certainly sense the fellow feeling there, in the symbolic way of being an endangered species and captured and persecuted and not allowed its autonomy and its own freedom and law. I think Shane feels very much an outsider and is forced into this position by his Tourette's almost irrespective of his own feelings. One wonders what his own feelings are. I think he does feel very lonely and isolated at times and longs for some sense of contact and belonging. I know when I'm with people with Tourette's, they regard me something. I've got to go.
Oh, have you?
Okay, enough. At one point, Shane started talking to a tiger. It seemed to respond, and I wondered whether I was witnessing a kind of instinctual bonding. I really think that there's an extraordinary current that can be generated and reciprocated here.
I couldn't tell you, the way I see this tiger. I could write that I saw a tiger volcano, but, words pale, right?
It's not just identification, it's a deep, deep sort of an instinctual knowledge of what it's like to be another form of life. It's almost, I think, as if sort of primitive, sort of archaic behaviors or memories or systems in the brain may still somehow be operative, which are sort of closed off in the rest of us. I don't think of primitive as a put down. I mean, it's almost the reverse. I mean, there's a danger of a sort of romantic primitivism. I think of it very much in terms of being something sort of strong and archaic and surviving. On horseback, Shane seems almost at peace with himself.
It's really liberating here, eh? Liberating. Huh?
God.
It's as if the animal senses his condition and is able to calm him.
I don't want to get off this horse ever. The animals recognize my movement, They'll know if you're nervous, right? They'll know if you're nervous. There you go.
When he's riding, his ticking almost stops, as it does when he's doing karate.
Oh, bad.
The word tick applies to sudden movements on horses. Horses are nervous animals, and that's where the word tick comes from.
There you go. There you go. I think maybe it's a kind of an understanding, like a recognition. It's equal. We both have control and we both don't have control. A horse is as unpredictable as I am. Their movements are less uniform. They're more like mine, They read my body or something, or... Come on. They really pick up on emotions, horses, Come on. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Shane's relationship with horses seems mutual. Just as they calm him, he calms them. We saw this when our camera came too close.
Hey. Bailey! Ho! You need spit. Spit.
Horses, like tigers, find their way into Shane's art. I think in that great painting of yours, the fire horse, here the horse again becomes a divinity. Absolutely it does. And here I think you come up with your own sort of butting and in equine behaviors and your mastery when you're, of riding horses when you get on it, and your mastery when you paint horses. They all become one.
The mane of the horse is a fire-like movement, and the nostrils can steam and spray.
But Shane's art is not all celebration of life.
Don't worry, I won't scratch your lens.
In these tortured figures, his compassion for the persecuted seems to merge with a kind of self-portraiture.
I thought that, to feel what an image is, to sculpt it, you don't become what the sculpture is, but I certainly get closer to it. It's like, this is an emaciated creature here, and it's dying in front of you, and you're helpless. It's helpless to help itself, and most people in the world seem to be helpless. This is my dollhouse. I used to play this when I was a little boy. That's an emaciated prisoner. It's made of me, in some ways. I've been holed up in my apartment many times. Here. I feel, alone. I feel alone. Oh, I'm hungry, man. The stomach's burning. Hollywood woman, eh? What do you want? What do I want? Why don't you come over here? I'll buy you. How much you? Fistell?
No, I'm too expensive. I can't afford it.
Are you a Jewish mama from North York?
From North York?
Yeah,
No,
what's your name?
I'm from Connecticut.
The Americans.
You're a little nervous. You moved to. You're too jittery. What's wrong?
I'm jittery. Oh,
Relax.
it's women. Oh, relax. Don't tell me. Are you sort of a drugstore psychiatrist? You're telling her to relax. Oh, relax in your arms.
Chill out.
Chill out? Oh, I like this. Chill out. I heard that. That's an Americanism. How can I get in touch with you?
I don't know. How can you?
I don't know.
Did you ever come to the States?
Psychically or...
Yeah.
There's a sort of instant relating that Shane does.
What are your cards? I won't hurt you.
I know you won't hurt me.
No! What's it? Oh, pure energy.
He'll walk up to women and enchant them, and in seconds he has their name and address and phone number, and he'll get an urgent summons to call them. And yet, there is something rather lonely and isolated about him. I think that there are not too many solid relationships around him.
And Shane, where are you from?
Tourette land. I have Tourette syndrome.
That's Tourette.
That's correct. Ding, 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 and you win $500. Tourette syndrome. What? Tourette syndrome? It's characterized by involuntary movements and sometimes vocal utterances and sudden surprise. They're not twitches, and they're certainly not. They are not. What do you call it? Muscle spasms, because a muscle spasm is a muscle contraction.
Autonomic.
Autonomic. They're involuntary.
They're involuntary. It's
well,
brain.
sometimes they're voluntary. It's a brain thing. Yes.
It's a brain thing.
Simply put, it's a brain thing. I got the brain thing.
Mixed.
And then he's like,
Mixed signals.
I swear to God, I think this. I think. What? I said, no, I'm serious. Go away. I don't need you anymore. Yes, sir. I was Elvis Presley. No,
you were Elvis Presley?
No, I think Elvis Presley had Tourette syndrome and no one recognized it. No, I'm saying this seriously. Yes, I do
Where?
believe.
In his pelvis?
Everywhere, but I'm not an Elvis imitator. I'm an Elvis imitator.
No, not with that Irish accent that comes behind it. You were Irish yesterday.
Shane called this new friend several times after their chance meeting in the market. She invited him to visit her in Connecticut. But, as is often the case for him, things didn't go much further.
She liked me, eh? She loved me.
She liked her hair. Shane's instant relating can endear people to him very quickly. But the very animation that can break through social barriers often makes the sustaining of relationship quite difficult. His sheer energy is sometimes too much for people. One might even think it would be too much for him. And yet, there is a quiet, absorbed Shane, which provides a liberation from the frenzy of his Tourette's. We saw this when we were in Paris. He went missing for a few hours. Where's Shane gone? Where's the wind gone? You know, he takes off. He could be anywhere. Maybe he's gone up the Eiffel Tower. Maybe he's in the catacombs. Maybe he's making love. You know, one doesn't know. One doesn't know. We found him later at the Rodin Museum, contemplating the work of his favourite sculptor. Much of it dwelt on themes of sex and love.
See how they're fused? They're like one. They become one, and there's not a conflict. Like one is giving to the other, one is taking. They both seem to be doing both, you know? Rodin's like, you know, he's so caught up with women, you know, he's thinking about women day and night. They took a big importance in his life, you know, and he was always showing it, you know, in here. I mean, there's no crime, it's wonderful. It's just that he had a lot of women on the go. He was always having sex with this one or the other one. And he was quite open about it. But they look so vulnerable, you know, safe with it in each other's arms, but somewhere vulnerable to the world. There's a need, like a desperation in that. And it's maybe a quieter desperation, I don't know. Just the way I feel.
Was it for these guys? Oh yeah. They got in touch with me. The boy was in danger of becoming isolated from the world, totally negative from the point of view of living his life. And I did all I could to help him deal with that. That's all. Well, he sure made me poor. That's a fact.
Yeah, I drained this account.
There you go. Yes.
Shane's father died last May. I was anxious about the effect this might have on him, so I flew to Toronto to be with him.
All right. It's dirty out here. No, neither. Put them over there.
Shane?
Yes.
It's your birthday in a couple of days, and I
Yes.
think I want to buy you something of a periodic table in colours. I have various pigments based on cobalt, copper. Shane's Tourette's will not go away. The condition will continue to dog him and put him into sometimes delightful and sometimes dangerous situations.
What's your name anyway?
Darius.
Darius. Are you
Nice to
Greek?
meet you.
Are you Greek?
No, I'm from Poland.
Poland. Oh, how do you
Yeah,
get
Polish
Shane?
Canadian.
Oh, Polish Canadian.
Right.
So what are you looking for here? What kind of
Just
brush?
some brushes, you know,
Wow, look at that
depending
one,
on
eh?
the pattern, so that's it,
I feel it's like, ooh, sexy, eh? You know, when you press them. Eh?
Tourette's has a wanton force. It impels Shane towards both brilliance and destructiveness.
Smell it?
Much hinges on his capacity to persevere with his art.
And also, you know what I'm saying? People come up, you know, like this, you know what I'm saying? They go, let's go see the painting, right? They say, let's
Whether he will find a way of accommodating his tiger volcano and riding the fire horse within him remains to be seen.
So you're an artist?
Yeah, well, I try to be. Are you?
Me too. No, I'm also trying to be.
You're trying to be.
I'm
Are you a
pretending.
painter?
I'm pretending. I
You're
am.
pretending. Well, that's what I say when I come in here. We're both pretenders, eh?
Yeah.
We are not pretenders, but we make illusions, right? We trick people, right? You ever seen a brush like that?
No, I don't. Let me check it out.
Sit down. Sit down. I'll give you a shave.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
There you go. There we go. Isn't that nice? Well, look. Hey, look.
Don't spit on the camera, you know.
That's right. I'm supposed to. Oh, here they come. Helicopters are after me. Oh, no.
Next week, Oliver Sacks pays a visit to the island where 1 in 12 people are colourblind to discover whether colour is all in the mind. That's next Thursday at 9:30.